Here inside of the Forefront pipeline, you know that we have all the different statuses that you can create, you can move around. But one of the things that you may not know is that inside of each one of those statuses, you can actually create a status automation. And that's basically kind of like an if something happens in this status, or as it's coming in, then this will happen. So if this, then that. The way that you can actually use these is there's actually a bunch of different ways. You can create tasks for yourself. You can send messages out, lots of different things. So to do this, all you have to do is click here on the little three dots next to a status. And when you come in, you'll see that you actually have this spot called Status Automations. And so let's just go ahead and hit Add a New Automation. And right here is the trigger, and here's the action. So if this happens, then this will happen. And so here on the trigger side, we have once a lead enters the status, once it exits a status, once all the required tasks inside of that lead are completed. So that's really handy. Then you also have the amount of time before a status is due, or the amount of time after it enters a status. The actions over here are fairly simple. We've got send a webhook, so you could send this to something else that you're using. If you were using another service to manage rehabs, perhaps you could go ahead and do that once it enters the status where you've got it bought. You can notify the users that are on that lead record. You can also manage the users and switch them out if you want. Have it go from whoever's your lead manager to your acquisitions or to dispositions, however you want. Add task, that's the most common one that we would use. And then you can also update the temperature from cold to warm to hot, whatever works for you. And then you can also either email or text the primary contact that is on that lead. What this could be used for is, you could set this up so that when you actually put it into an appointment set campaign, you can actually shoot them out a text confirming the appointment with them if you want. Or any other options that you would really like. So let's just kind of create the most basic one that we'll do. So once a lead enters this status, we'll go ahead and have it create a task. And so I'm going to go ahead and click create the automation. I want to do that. I'm going to come right here, and this is where I'm going to actually add the task. So let's go ahead and say call immediately. We'll just put that there. We can have the task due immediately when it's put into the status. We can do assigned user. Let's just go ahead and put it on Charles Lindbergh. We can make this status required, a yes or no, and then we can of course put a description in here. So we'll just go ahead and click create task. So now when something enters into this contacting status, it will go ahead and add this call immediately, one to Charles Lindbergh. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. So right here we have this unknown street, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and we're going to drag it over. And once we do that, you can see we actually have a task that is now due today. And if we come in here, you can see right here, call immediately has been added to Charles Lindbergh. So that's just one of the quick ways that you can actually use these status automations. They're really powerful. It's a great way for you to put things that are repetitive tasks. Ideas could be, perhaps for appointment set, you could have a run comps task that's added to your lead managers. Things like that. So if you have any questions, please let us know at support@ForefrontCRM.com, and have a great one.